So the Azkals seem a lot friendlier this month, with 6 friendlies for September.
Very friendly.
A lot friendlier.
Absolutely. To give fans an overview, it starts off on the 5th of September with Cambodia, friendly against Singapore on the 7th, and then Laos on the 10th. So these are friendlies in their country, so they'll fly to Cambodia, to Singapore, to Laos. And then at the end of the month, there's the Paulino Alcantara Cup, which will be a friendly. Alcantara. Apologies.
You've been here in the Philippines for so long. No, we're both foreigners. You speak better Tagalog, huh?
Alcantara.
Alcantara.
Yeah.
So the Paulino Alcantara Cup.
Ayusin mo, ha?
Which will be held at the end of the month. The Philippines will be against Guam, Macau and Taiwan on the 25th, 27th and 29th. That's in Bacolod. So, how are you guys seeing the friendlies then?
A lot friendlier.
Obviously, we just discussed about how it was a bit anticlimactic that the US Virgin Islands were cancelled, but we have 6 games in the next month.
So I think that the management really did their homework regarding assigning all these friendlies for the Philippines. Really a good build-up coming to Suzuki Cup.
At least one thing for sure for the fans who think they know what they're talking about. These friendlies, all these friendlies for the month of September, will just prove to you that the coaching staff and management of the Azkals and the PFF are doing their job to prepare for the Suzuki Cup. Okay? Here we go again, tong leng leng tong whatever. That's part of
Shenglong.
Oh yeah, I know.
Sino ba yun? Alcantara. That's the official name now.
Yun na lang daw.
It's not Long Teng anymore.
Okay.
We've both got we've got our own versions of that competition now.
Oh, so you can hear pala. Okay. Sorry, I'm not used to reading paper. Puro kodi ko lang. Anyway, yeah, it shows there that the Azkals are really preparing for the Suzuki and that we want to do well. This is, let's say, in numbers of friendlies and camps or whatever, this is a lot. This is more than double of what they did the last preparations.
Preparation for the last 2010. Yep.
You know, this is a lot more. So considering we have a lot of other players coming in also, this should only say that the Azkals are not here just for the ride. They're not here
working
They are working their asses off to do well in the Suzuki, because now they're not anymore on top of the radar. They're under the radar. And I've read a few articles that, like the coaches of Singapore, even the players of Singapore, even Thailand management, they're saying the Azkals is a team to be reckoned with now. So, which is a very good. It's a compliment to the Philippines and to the Filipino football.
Anong rankings ng?
Yeah, one of the reasons that the Philippines are being looked out for, they're now 3rd in Southeast Asia. So they moved up to 150th in the world. Although one question about these friendlies and about the competition could well be, are they facing strong enough opposition? Because aside from Singapore, the others are pretty much minnows, really. Laos and Cambodia have to go through qualifying in the for the Suzuki Cup. Guam moved up to 184th, if I remember right. Macau.
Guam is the same team that we played before.
And beat 3-0. And then Taiwan are fairly there in the 160s, 170s. So aside from Singapore, the other teams are fairly weak in comparison. Do you think then this will give a good opportunity to test out new formations, new players in the right positions? Or will it be a case of looking at the first 11 for the competition?
For me, kasi coach, ever since naman, it always came into this point where it's a friendly, should try it out, different formations, different players. But you know, it depends on how the coach would approach it. Since it's a build-up already, you want to solidify your starting 11 for the Suzuki Cup, and then just put in the old reliables, kumbaga sa substitutes mo, sa bench mo. Ito yung mga normal na papasok mo, yung one striker, one midfield. Sometimes you put in another defender just in case. Normally for me, that's a thing. Because it's too late already experiment, I would presume, because it's already going there. I mean, correct me coach if I'm wrong. I mean,
no, it's never too late. It's too late if you experiment during the tournament. Okay, definitely. But before you get to the tournament, then you gotta do stuff. You need to dig down deep
Yeah.
to see which is the right combination, what is wrong, what is right, correct what is wrong, continue and strengthen even what is right. I don't agree with you with say what you said earlier about Laos and Cambodia. Remember, they were all higher than us before. So these teams can beat us, just like the Philippines has proven that they can beat like the Vietnamese and other teams. No, so like they say, I always believe the ball is round. You know, I believe in that saying the ball is round. You never know, because there's 22 players playing.
Sabi nga ni Justin Bieber, never say never.
O, ikaw pa lang, alam mo, ikaw pa lang kanta ni Bieber.
Oh my god. Justin Bieber even.
Hey coach, do you think there's a chance that the team would be burnt out because of this?
Yes, there's a chance, but you know, as a coach, you need to do all this. When you said 6 friendlies in a month, that's a tad too much for me, if you ask me. But if we're gonna do 6 friendlies in 1 month, 4 weeks, that means you're gonna end up playing 2 games in a week. Okay.
Yeah, it's broken up into 2 within the space of 5 days and within the space of 4 days.
Almost 3 games in a
week.
week. You know?
Yeah.
So there's 3 games. Each of them, it's 5 days for Cambodia, Singapore, Laos, and then 4 days Guam, Macau, Taiwan.
It's now how the coaching staff devise a type of rest and recreation, recovery, the 3 R's. I don't think when Coach Michael would, you know, with that schedule, after the game, tomorrow morning we train at 5 a.m.
yeah.
And then game the next day.
No, if they are given ample time to recover, you need to recover. It takes 24 hours to recover. Okay? But when you say recovery, for those people who think they know, or, you know, just to let you know, 24 hours recovery doesn't mean that you lay down your ass.
It's active recovery.
And the whole 24 hours you don't do nothing. There's still active rest. So as an athlete, you need active rest, especially with a schedule like this, because every sporting team will always go after a game. They will still go training again next day. But what type of training? That's the question.
Last question then. Do you guys think how many of the Phil foreigners will be available for this? So that the European-based players. I think the FIFA sanction break will be in October, if I remember right. There may be an early one in September because the EPL's just started. So there will be that there, but I don't think these are scheduled during that time. So how much of an effect will that have on the team, being that many of the players who could join the Suzuki Cup won't be there during the friendlies?
It's going to affect it big time.
Kasi for me, I look at this schedule, the team has to be deep enough to compensate for the frequency of games per week.
Yeah.
So,
If we have players like Drogba, Torres, Xavi, and all these world-class players that you can just put in a week's time or a few days time, fine. But you know, you need to be together. It's a team sport. Teamwork. Teamwork. You've got to work with the team. That goes for training and for the match itself. So, but if Coach Wise doesn't have any other option, you've got to do what you have. Okay, that's reality. That's the sad and the good thing about it. You need to step up. It's the decision making now. Who's in shape? Who's not? You know, you don't just ask a guy, Alvin, you joined us in the last 2 months. Now only come. Are you in shape? Of course you say yes, coach, because you want to play. But you know, I'm not going to ask you. I'm going to test you. Okay. So things like this, you know, and for morale. Speaking of morale, I don't think this will do good also for the locals. Okay, because they will not get to play. Hopefully, Michael will let them play a few. You know. But understanding his position now, you know, there are a lot of things going on. He's just not the coach now. He's into showbiz too. You know, you need to know how to answer, how to do stuff, not to be scrutinized, not to be insulted in a way of do. You did this, you did that. You know, just tell Coach Michael, don't worry, I'm in the same shoe like you. Who cares about what people say as long as we do your job? You know, do your job to the best ability. And maybe all the people, the fans, all they have to see is that the Azkals are trying. They're trying. Bottom line is, the friendlies is not all that. Suzuki Cup is.
Yeah.
Yep.
What I'm afraid of is after the Suzuki Cup, if we end up same way like in the first, you know, things have changed.
Yep.
The other countries have beefed up their teams, changed coaches, changing of coaching philosophy, tactics are different. So now they're not going to say, who cares about the Philippines?
Now it's the Philippines.
They have to be careful about the Philippines, because the Philippines now is like the dark horse that can spring a miracle, which they did, you know, which is unheard of, that you do it in the country of you beat the host.
Yeah.
Diba? I mean, and the host is supposed to be ranked very high.
Yeah.
But I just hope it doesn't get in the heads of our team.
And so that should be a really good schedule, though. It should be a really good test for the team, and hopefully Coach Michael does put in some of the more older faces, the reliable faces, and the younger locals coming from grassroots, which would be great. So to find out more about that, to find out the first friendly being with Cambodia on the 5th of September. To find out more about that, the grassroots football, and increasingly Justin Bieber, you can follow us at FTW Sports.